Welcome everyone, we got a great song by Loverboy, Working for the Weekend. So this is in standard tuning and my notes will be available right below the video. Click on that link and download them to save. So it's good, like I said, we're standard tuning. We're going to start out, remember we're playing with keyboards. So you want a little more mid-range on your guitar and don't overplay and go over the keyboards per se. Try and make your rhythm work with that. So with that said, we're going to hit a B power chord and then let me turn off my reverb, and then two chucks. So two blank hits and then another B, two more blank hits and another B. And then we go to the sixth string and again we'll mute this, open 1, 2, to the open fifth string, and then back to the sixth string, open 1, 2. So all together, the first half measure will sound like this. And we repeat it. So that's one measure of the intro. We'll do that whole measure again. So 2 measures for the intro. Then we're into the verse. So the verse will be 8 counts of B power chord. Again, we're just really palm muting this. So 8 counts. Then we're going to hit it and then 2 muted second frets of the 5th string. So it'll sound like this. So 8 regular, pretty much palm muted B power chords, and then we'll hit the B, 2 muted B, and then we'll move to G. Alright, and then we come to G. The G is going to start out with 2 hits on that G and then the G power chord. And again, this is all pretty much palm muted, and then we're going to hit the G for another 4 counts and 2 more individual. Alright, then we come back to the B. The way we go back to the B is hit the open A on the 5th string and then into our B. And this will be kind of the opposite. We're going to hit a couple mutes, the B power chord muted, a couple more mutes, and then 4 counts, and then again hit it with mutes. So I've written it out. Let me do verse 1 up to this point. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. So then we're going to move to a G sharp. This would be 6th root, and it's a minor. But we're not going to play the whole chord. He kind of hits the bottom half of it and then upstrums a little bit on the lower half. Because again, we got the keyboards in there. Same with an E after that. This will be a full E chord, but again, we'll hit the bottom half and then the top. So, and again, it's not real prevalent, because even the second time through, he just hits the power chord, doesn't go through the rest of the chord. He lets the keyboard do it. So we're back into another set, just sort of like we did. We're going to do the opposite. Instead of starting with 8 hits on B, we're going to do the little stutter to B. Alright, that takes us to the chorus. Now the chorus, again, we've got the keyboard in there. What I'm hearing them do is really kind of a down, up, down, and then down, chucka, down, chucka, down, chucka. But again, if you're not playing with keyboards, you can do like a full rhythm. So, okay, so after the D, then we move to a G. And after we hit the G for a 2 count, we're going to hit it again and then move down. So it'll sound like this. So we hit it once, then we hit just the 6th string at the 2nd fret twice, to open twice, back to the 2nd fret of the 6th string, but then we're going to slide to 3. And then hit the open 5th string, which gives us time to get back to our D with the 5th root. Second time through, we're going to hit G and then come up to A. Back to the very first move where we walk down. Now we'll come to G, but then we just stop. A piece of my heart, all right, and then we reprise the intro. All right, the difference is we're not going to do 2 measures of it, we're going to do 1.5. So 3 sets of the B and lick. All right, then we're into the bridge. So for the bridge comes up, let me finish I'll reprise the intro. I'll play it all 3 times and then I'll go into the bridge and we'll talk about it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what we're doing there, after we reprise the intro for 1.5 measures, we come up to G and we're going to palm mute this note on the 6th string 3rd fret. Hit it once and then a down, up, down, down, up, down. This is all palm muted and you want it to sound like a galloping. Then we come to the open 3rd string to the 4th fret of the 4th string, 2nd fret, open, back to 2nd. G galloping again. Then we just stop it open. Now we'll do the very first lick again. This time we're going to move to 4 on the 4th string after the 2nd. Then we're going to move to the 4th fret on the 4th string, catch the 2nd fret of the 5th string after that, and then hit it as a chord. It's a real wonderful walk down into and walk back up into this chord. Then we do that little lick. lick that we know. Alright, then we're into verse 2. Now verse 2 is a little bit different. So after that bridge, we come back in with our B rhythm, but verse 2 is different. So you want to use the 6th root B here. Alright, we're going to do 8 counts on it, and then we're going to hit it once, move down a half step to B flat, to A flat, and G. So he walks down for that 3rd count of 4. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we start again. Alright, so he starts on the B, moves to G, comes back up to B. So I'll do that, and then I'll show you, because we're going to then, after this B, when we land here, we're going to come to our A flat and then E. Alright, but they're just power chords. That will repeat. So that was one measure. We do a whole nother measure of it, and then we're into chorus 2. Chorus 2 is exactly like what we learned in chorus 1. Then we reprise the intro, and the only difference is, instead of going into a bridge again, he goes into the solo. So for the solo, you're going to need a wah-wah. And what you're going to do is take this D form from a D and move it up, all right? We're going to move it up to the 7th and 8th fret. So it'll be at 7 on the 3rd and 1st string and 8 on the 2nd string. Start with your wah down and then just move it back up as you count, all right? The counts are 8 with this D form, which is really D, E, F. It's G, okay? So from G, we're going to reference a B. So we'll just lift up basically that 2nd finger, or ring finger, I should say. So we'll be covering the 7th fret of the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st. So it'll sound like this. So you do that for total, 8 counts of the G, 8 counts of the B, and then again, G and B. And then when you come back in, we are into the bridge. So he does the intro reprise going into the outro, right? So the way he ends the song, like I said, after the bridge, going into what would be the intro reprise, the only difference is he does it for, instead of, the intro is 2 measures, the outro is 3.5. After that 3rd half, or the 4th half, we go into end the song with the riff. And that's the song. So I hope it really helps. I've written it out. I'll be able to download the notes. Have a great Memorial weekend, everybody. Enjoy.